Hey guys, Magma here, and today we're back on our brand new Injustice 2 video. And yeah, it's been, a few days since my last Injustice video, not counting the Injustice 2 comic book. But yeah, pretty much we have the Fighter Pack 1 reveal official trailer from the Injustice website. And yeah, when I watched this trailer, I could just hear a bunch of screams from Red Hood fanboys, silence, because it's finally confirmed we have Red Hood in the game. We also have Starfire and Sub-Zero, but also some hints at future DLC characters maybe, because there's obviously going to be more than one fire pack, and it seems like there's going to be 3 fighter packs. I think they already talked about how the amount of DLC characters they're going to have, maybe not. But yeah, pretty much they're doing the same thing they did with Mortal Kombat, where before the game actually came out, or like it was very close to when the game came out, they revealed the first fighter pack, which had Jason. Oh no, it had Predator. No, I think it had Jason. Yeah, Jason, Tremor, and Tanya, and I think that's how it went. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong, and just dumb. But yeah, pretty much that's what I remember. And here, of course, NetherRealm's doing the same thing here, and of course the 3 characters. Honestly, like, the reason they put Red Hood and Starfire as DLC, let's be honest, because everybody wanted them 2 characters to be in the game. So, yo, we want Starfire, we want Red Hood, especially Red Hood. Like, oh my god, did everybody want Red Hood so much? And I just, like, I don't really understand it. Why do people want Red Hood so much? But since the fans wanted it, I thought, yeah, he's definitely going to be in the game. And he's in the DLC, so then people can buy the full game, then buy the DLC, so then, NetherRealm or WB can get that just extra money from the people. And yes, very dirty how they're doing the DLC. And honestly, with how the DLC or any downloadable content was handled in Mortal Kombat X, I absolutely hated it, because they had the microtransactions, and then you've just got it's just all that, the microtransactions and easy fatalities was just horrible the way they dealt with that. So I don't like NetherRealm with the DLC and how they deal with it. But you see, the characters, they look cool. I like how Starfire looks. I actually like Sub-Zero's cool character design. And of course, I wanted Johnny Cage to be the MK guest character. If you saw my other video, I'm talking about guest characters and the voting poll that, Ed Boon got on his Twitter page. But no, Sub-Zero, due to popular demand, is now in the game. And yeah, it's kind of typical, because, because you have Scorpion in the first Injustice, now you have Sub-Zero in the second one, because they're like the 2 main guys on Mortal Kombat, they're even in the front cover of Mortal Kombat 9, so that's how they're just like, the 2 biggest characters, and it looks like we might actually get more, MK guest characters, but back to that at the end. But here, the trailer starts out with a dark room, similar to how the Injustice 2 reveal trailer was dealt with, where it's just a dark room, and you have, like, Batman, Superman, and this is just the same version of that, which, I'm like, come on, everyone, couldn't you think of anything else? This is kind of lazy. But yeah, you have Sub-Zero walking in, and then you have Starfire, and one thing I've noticed when watching this was how both Starfire and Sub-Zero look to their right, or wherever Red Hood is. They look into Red Hood's direction. It's like, oh damn, it is Red Hood. And that's how, all the screams from the fanboys who love Red Hood so much, which I don't understand. Like, yeah, he's a cool character. I like his new Red Hood and the Outlaws run. There's been some great stuff with him, with Under the Red Hood. But I don't know why people love him so much. Like, I think Damian Wayne is a better character. In the comics, of course, not the animated movies, Jesus, no, but yeah, Red Hood, all the fanboys are now silenced, and now they can pay DLC for the extra money, because everybody wanted Red Hood and Starfire to be in the base game, and they're like the most wanted characters, along with Beast Boy, and also Spawn as a guest character, and here we have, they're here in the DLC, so then when people buy the base game, they also buy the DLC, so the NetherRealm or WB can get that extra money. And yeah, if you don't actually like how the characters look, you can always fix it with a gear system. So I can imagine the badass gear potential for characters like Sub-Zero. Again, I actually really like his design. I also liked Scorpion's design in the first Injustice, but I wish it was a different MK guest character. Sub-Zero, not my favourite. I wanted Johnny Cage. He's my favourite Mortal Kombat character, by the way. But yeah, overall, cool reveal as you know, I'm not a big fan of how they do downloadable content nowadays in video games, sinking that money. And this is a perfect example of characters that everybody wanted, and everyone's like, hey, people want these characters. Let's make sure we squeeze as much money as possible because we are greedy and we want your money and your children. But yeah, pretty much that's what NetherRealm's doing. It's obvious, so not as hyped as, you know, because when I buy the game, I'm also going to have to buy the DLC, so I'm like, yay, I need to get my wallet ready so I can buy this. But yeah, overall, I am getting excited for Injustice 2 as the date just comes closer. But one important thing to mention at the end is we see silhouettes of two characters that we can definitely make out, and that is Black Manta and Raiden. So not to mention there's two guest characters, and there's 6 silhouettes in the background, but to be honest, the ones next to Black Manta are very hard to see. I can tell the one next to Raiden, Raiden is the guy from Metal Gear Solid. Raiden is, you know, I get confused now because I know 2 Raidens are Raidens, you know. But yeah, I think, yes, Raiden. Yeah, Raiden the Thunder God, yeah, and Raiden the Cyborg Ninja. But yeah, here we have Raiden in the silhouette on the right side, and he's next to some big bulky dude as it looks on his right side, and then on his left side he's next to some, it looks like a female by the body shape and all that. So I've no idea who they could be. I'm hoping that the guy on Raiden's right is Spawn, as I think Spawn, could you imagine like Spawn in the game and then his like super move? That would be so awesome. I really want Spawn in the game. Black Manta I'm very happy with because we know there's a Black Manta character mod, okay? He was like a background, you know, stage interaction from Injustice 2, in like this, you know, stage interaction in Atlantis. Actually, speaking of stage interactions, we might get Killer Croc as DLC, so maybe that guy on the right of Raiden is actually Killer Croc since he's very big and bulky. And Killer Croc was in another stage transition, which we saw in the introducing Catwoman, it was introducing Catwoman Firestorm trailer. But yeah, overall, I think, like, I'm not sure if it's clear enough in the video, so I'm going to try to brighten that up while editing. But yeah, you can clearly tell that is Black Manta, which I'm really like, because Black Manta is an awesome character. He's an awesome Aquaman villain, so if that actually is Black Manta, oh yes, I would pay money for Black Manta. Starfire is cool, Sub-Zero is cool, Red Hood, yeah, he's cool, but Black Manta, ooh, I love Black Manta. And Raiden, he's cool, but why are you having 2 MK characters, okay? It makes no sense, as Raiden could be replaced. I get Sub-Zero, he's needed there. So, you know, as long as I get my thing over Johnny Cage over, then yeah, sure, have Sub-Zero, but why 2 MK guest characters? But yeah, another sad truth that I might have to face is that these could be placeholders, as Ed Boon uses a lot of placeholders in his, like, you know, official trailers or, you know, gameplay thingies or whatever. So like when Mortal Kombat X, when the character roster wasn't revealed and it was only like, what, 4 characters, they used a bunch of like placeholders. And same thing with Injustice 2, when that reveal, with the, you know, like first gameplay reveal, there was a bunch of placeholders, and like 2 of them looked like they had hats on, like a fedora. So like I was presuming that one of them would be Aaron Black. I mean, not Aaron Black, that's Mortal Kombat. One of them would be Jonah Hex, and another would be Rorschach, as 2 of them had hats. And nope, that's just a placeholder. So probably like a placeholder from, like, you know, Mortal Kombat X. So yeah, that's just very much a sad truth of it. But there's no way this can be a placeholder. It's too blatant, and we all know that Ed Boon is known for trolling and teasing, especially the teasing part. But he's never been known for trolling in an official Fighter Pack 1, you know, official trailer bit. I don't know why I said Fire Pack to make it more specific, but yeah, he never trolled in an official trailer. So I do believe that we're going to be getting Raiden and Black Manta. Although it's kind of weird how, you know, obvious their, you know, silhouettes are. But yeah, it looks like I'm getting 3 fighter packs, and that's cool as long as the DLC characters are cool. I want John Constantine as a DLC character because the magic you can use in his moves, I imagine it'd be a bit like who's it again? Oh, I can't remember the character from Mortal Kombat. But yeah, like, there's a few characters that have magic base, so Constantine could be like that, with, like, you know, throwing some magic stuff around. you know, magic spells. Could be like summoning like a demon. Like he could get his book out, and this could be like a move where like he's reading from the book, and then like a demon comes like down from hell and grabs, you know, the guy, and then Constantine can just punch. Like, I know Constantine is never good. I mean, never known as a good fighter. That's pretty blatant. But let's be honest, we're not going to bring fighting logic into something like Injustice, because in Injustice you can have someone like the Joker beating down Superman. Like, how is that possible, okay? And don't give me that green pill nonsense, okay? Because Superman would be able to beat the Joker any day, unless, well, you know, unless it was about like Joker's, you know, brain and how, you know, Superman wasn't prepared for this. But if we're talking about a 1v1 fight, just purely on combat, then there's no way in hell that the Joker would actually beat Superman in a 1v1 fight, just straight on, just, you know, fists and all. And I don't care about the green pill, that's just nonsense. Do not try throw that in there, because even then, Superman would beat the Joker, as he's Superman, let's be honest. So let's not try to bring fighting logic when we're talking about DLC characters. Like, oh no, you can't have John Constantine, because bro, I want John Constantine. There's so much cool stuff you can do with him, with like super moves and all this. And Red Hood, it makes sense that they're going to bring him, because he's also being teased in the Injustice 2 comics. I wonder if he's actually going to have a role in the Injustice 2 comic. I will find out. But yeah, anyway, that has been the end of this video. So if you enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like and share to determine what kind of content gets released here, more Injustice 2 videos or whatever. But anyway, that has been Magma Infinity signing out. Peace.